One thing you hear loads in lots of different sort of fields that are attempting to come to a conclusion is our method, you know, repeatable? Can someone do it again and come to the same conclusion? Is our method effective? Are there better ways to do it? Is our method, concise? Is it the simplest way to do this? Is it accurate to a standard? And this is usually in the more tried accepted fields like science and mathematics, where they kind of follow that logical sort of sense. But are those really the questions you need to be asking? Because yes, of course, they do definitely benefit the solution. If you go with such a way, you're going to get a determined answer somewhat more accurately, more efficiently, more, successfully, sustainably. But isn't it more important to ask, is this path moral? Is it without flaw? Is it without, damage? Is it credible to not just the minds and the figures and the organisation it come from, but from the state of being that does it? If you're testing something, why are you testing it? Say if you're testing something that could cure cancer, then of course that's going to be credible from a moral standpoint. But if you're testing something to do like nuclear weapons or something damaging, then that can't be credible from a moral instinctive standpoint, because it's going to be used for damage. So really, is it more important to know how to make things work every time, or how to make things work when you need them to work, when it is in our best interest for them to work, when them working is a good thing and not a bad thing, follows the natural law, where we are progressing ourselves and deterring our own inner instinct to do this negative action? Because yes, there are so many job opportunities, there are so many fields, there's so much money in destructive testing, there's so much money in weapon making, in the army, in so many of these things. I got asked by my dad the other day if I ever thought about being an engineer for the army. No way. I would never want my energy, my effort, my supply, my push, my force to be going into making bombs and guns and greater weapons for greater mass casualty. I would rather my effort be spent on the morally credible than the impressively credible. The work that is going to, in my heart and soul and whatever else may be in this little cavity within me, is going to make that feel better, not my material senses, not my selfish needs for money and power in a job career circumstance. I want myself to push consciously, not costly. I would rather, in 1,000 times superior, prefer for me to make sure the things I do that come to an end, to a conclusion, that have a purpose, are done out of a moral, a needed, a necessary, a doable, without sustained damage place within me, that are not done for some material gain on my behalf, which is going to have on other people's behalf damage. I don't want to, work with dangerous chemicals, or to work in animal testing, or to make fur coats, or exploitation. I wouldn't want to work with slave labour type things. I would never want that. But so many people seem to be doing that within our world, and that's because the questions we ask is not, is it moral? Is it credible to a moral standpoint? Is it credible to a conscious standpoint? The questions we ask, is it reliable? Is it repeatable? Is it achievable within materialistic grants, meaning can we afford it? Will it make us money? Can we do it with getting away with it? Can we do it with no effect to us? So we are the ones benefiting, but we are not the ones feeling bad. And having our world structured that way is what enables nuclear weapons, enables war, enables slavery, enables child labour, enables exploitation. All these different terrible, terrible things come out of us asking these questions. Is it this, that, or the other, rather than taking a step back to not evaluate it as a job opportunity or as something on the field of making a material possession or making an income, instead of looking at it consciously. Because if we ask that question, we will not be faced with this dilemma. If we started in the beginning with that in our heads, we would come nowhere near such horrendous deeds as these. Make sure when perceiving a conclusion, you ask the right questions and you go the right way, or else you will be damning to everyone and everything around you.